Sometimes the most valuable mirrors are the most difficult to look in.
The key with perfect is you're never going to be perfect, but you can always get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Alan is pointing to Let's Connect at Never Quit Kid. That's me at a Lazarus88. That is Alan. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode. It was number 858, Your Reality Becomes the Parts of Your Imagination You Hold On to the Longest. Today, for episode number 859, it is Strategy Saturday. Happy Saturday. We're going to talk about how to master anything. Alan decided on this topic, and I am sleeping. So Alan is going to start.
Here we go. How to master anything. We've talked many times in the past about how I'm extremely mastery driven, so I want to explain some things, but I'm going to start it out with what I believe to be a powerful story. Hopefully you agree. All right, I want you to imagine for a second there's a young girl who grew up in the southern United States, and she's 17 years old, and she's at a backyard barbecue, and she's a singer. Her dream, her aspiration is to be a country singer. And she invites all her friends and family to this backyard barbecue, and she's going to perform. She's going to perform for everyone. She's going to have her mic and her guitar, and she's going to perform. Okay, now I want you to imagine that this young lady, this young woman, just never stops performing. She just grinds the performances over and over and over again. No matter how bad she does, no matter how many people don't show up to the event, no matter how many people judge her or make fun of her or say, she was really off tonight, she just never stops performing. She never stops playing the guitar, and she never stops country singing. Now I want you to imagine this young lady is now a woman. She's 32 years old, and she's at Foxborough Stadium. She sold out the entire stadium with 60,000 people. This was pre-COVID. At this point, she's been mastering her craft for 14 years straight. Performance after performance after performance after performance. Starting from a backyard barbecue. Here she is. Let me paint this picture. It's late at night. It's probably 11 p.m. and it's a summer night, and everyone in the stadium, 60,000 people, have these bracelets on. These bracelets are flashing lights that actually flash in synchronicity to the music. It's magnificent. She's being lifted into the center of the stadium on this, I don't even know what to call it, this contraption. And she's lowered down into the center of the stadium, and she's got the Jumbotron, and she's got dancers, and it's this magnificent moment, and she tells a story. She tells a story about how at one point she was a 17-year-old girl who had a dream and who was at a backyard barbecue that no one enjoyed her performance. And here she is 14 years later, and she sold out Foxborough Stadium, and her name is Taylor Swift. And everyone watching or viewing this knows Taylor Swift's name. But what they don't remember is the little girl who was 17 with a big dream who never stopped performing. Okay? This episode is about the mastery formula. It's simple, but you have to figure out what your thing is, and you have to do it for the long run. And you have to trust that if you get good enough, people won't be able to ignore you. So the mastery formula is a simple 4-step process. We've talked about it before. Prep, rep, reflect, perfect. Another little story. 2 young men start podcasts. One of them is called the Conversations Change Lives podcast. One of them is called the Hyper Conscious
That's
podcast.
the one right there, baby. That's the one.
And they never stop performing. They never stop preparing for episodes. They never stop doing the episodes, prep, rep. They never stop reflecting on what they could do better, saying less, saying like less, saying basically less. I say basically a lot, sorry. And then perfecting their craft. Prep, rep, reflect, perfect. And that's what this episode is about. Just like Kevin and myself, just like Taylor Swift, you are no different. You got to find your thing and you got to ignite the mastery formula.
Alan and I met a wonderful young man by the name of Michael Gorman. He spoke at a local event we went to, and Alan and I remember saying, what a good dude. What a good human. He goes out into the streets to help the homeless, and he holds meetings and organizations and dinners and buffets for the homeless community. We had him on the podcast, and when we had him on, he said, I would love for you guys to come speak to one of my youth groups. They could use the inspiration. They could use the motivation. A lot of them don't have positive people in their lives, whether it be parents or father figures or just a positive environment. Alan and I said, absolutely, we'd love to do it. We'd love to do it. And Alan and I go, and it was brutal. It was brutal. I had a flashcard with 5 things on it for some reason, which I had never done before. That was what Alan was doing. And I start speaking to this group, and I realize very quickly, I am in trouble here. I am in trouble. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if any of this is landing. I don't even know what my stories are, what my points are. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I've told this story on the podcast before, but I do think it's important because this was a pivotal moment in my speaking career, honestly. I had the kids do push-ups. I invited 2 kids up to the stage, quote unquote stage, and I said, all right, let's have a push-up competition. And one of the kids almost beat me, honestly. I was gassed. I was out of breath. You could hear it in the footage. I was huffing and puffing. And when we left, I told Alan, I said to Alan, I don't know if I can do that again. I don't know if I can speak. I don't know. Am I even a speaker, Alan? What happened? And I remember we stopped at McDonald's on the way home, I think. And we said, you know what we have to do, man? Alan said this. He said, we should go home and we should watch it. And I said, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can watch that. I am so embarrassed. I'm so nervous. I have a high level of insecurity around that performance because Alan did really well. I thought Alan did really well in that environment.
Hi, my name's John Laurito, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to Kevin Palmieri. I had reached out to him. He had been referred to me when I had shared with a friend of mine some interest in doing a podcast, and he said, you've got to use Kevin. He's fantastic. He's the best around. He'll get you started and off the ground and soaring high in no time. And take it from somebody who knows nothing about podcasting other than maybe saying a few things. But as far as behind the scenes, the startup, everything, I knew nothing. Kevin was phenomenal in terms of leading me through the whole process, and not just easy to work with, but really, really knows his stuff. A great combination between leading me through all the stuff I had no idea what I was doing, but also really listening to me and understanding what it was I was trying to accomplish and what my vision is. So whether you're looking for somebody to help you and get you started, or somebody, as I've done, where I'm putting it entirely in his hands because I've got total trust and confidence in him, and he is a true pro and easy to work with, any of those ends of the spectrum, you're going to have a lot of success and a lot of fun working with Kevin. Trust me. Thanks.
So we stopped at McDonald's. We got, I don't know, Big Macs, a couple large number ones, some Oreo McFlurries, M&M McFlurries. Yeah. And we went in the old studio, which was Alan's mom's basement, and we watched the entire thing. And a couple things. Number one, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
Right? My performance wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. But what is Alan saying? Prep. Didn't do it. Rep. Did not go well. Reflect. When the performance did not go well, the first thing we did is we went and reflected so we could perfect. Sometimes the most valuable mirrors are the most difficult to look in. I had a client, I was on the phone with her recently, and I said, hey, I know we talked about this a while ago, have you been reviewing your episodes? And she said, oh my goodness, no, I could never do that. And I said, you have to do that. That's super valuable. With all the love in the world, this client will not succeed at the level Alan and I will, because she's not doing the mastery formula as seriously as we are, as consistently. I listen to our show every single day. Does that mean I listen to the entire episode? No, not always. Sometimes I listen to 15 minutes of a 20-minute episode, right? Be honest. I got to be honest.
Sometimes I skip Alan's parts.
Sometimes I skip Alan's parts because it's like, I already know all this. I've heard it before. I heard it live. But the point I'm making is it a pain in the butt to listen to myself? Yes. Taryn and I listened to us, Alan and I, on the way home from the gym today. And she said, why are you listening? And I said, I'm listening for quality control. I want to make sure everything is up to standard. I want to make sure that my stories are good. I want to make sure I'm not saying but, basically whatever. I'm trying to make sure I'm not using any filler words. The point of this entire episode, as Alan mentioned, if you stick with something long enough and you're focused on reviewing your episodes, check your work. I remember the math teacher used to say that all the time to me. I don't remember which one because I didn't value math very much, but they always used to say, before you hand it in, just check your work. Check your work. Reflect on what you did. And that oftentimes will help your grade. Do not run from your performances. Do not run from your work. If you want to master something, it will take a long time. But if you spend that entire time not focusing on your work, not focusing on what you're bringing to the world, then you're not going to master it. And it is painful. It can be difficult. But also, oftentimes, what you feel in the moment is not what other people saw. And when you listen back, you get to actually see what other people saw. And I believe it's super empowering.
100%. Now, I want you to imagine your future as if you don't get any better. Your future's not going to get brighter. Whatever your career is, think about this, right? I know we got to go soon, but
please.
What's the one thing that would make your career much better? We're giggly. Just so everyone knows, we just got off of group coaching.
Yeah, it's
late
8 p.m.
at night.
It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been up since 4:30 working, and
but we're out here doing it.
I'm sputtering towards the end here.
We're gonna have to reflect and perfect on this one.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're out there, the action I want you to take is simple. Figure out what's the one thing. For Taylor Swift, it was country singing. For Kevin and I, it's podcasting, speaking, coaching. For you, what's the thing? And how do you maximize the amount of times that you prepare? Don't do what Kevin did and don't prepare. Prepare, do the rep, reflect on it, and then perfect. The key with perfect is you're never going to be perfect, but you can always get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. So imagine a future where you're the same exact thing you are now. It's probably not that bright of a future. Versus the future that Taylor Swift had from 17 to 32. She just got better every single time. Now, she had bad performances and good performances. She had decent performances, and some were great, some weren't that great. But over the aggregate, over the long term, she did. She got better and better and better and better and better. And she got a bigger and bigger and bigger fan base, and eventually she went from backyard barbecue to selling out Foxborough Stadium and everything that comes with that. So you're no different, Kevin's no different, I'm no different. We can get better every single day if we use this formula, and that's the one action I have for you is find your one thing. Find the one thing you want to go all in on. For Kevin, it's podcasting. For me, it's business consulting, and it's really important to know.
Next Level Nation, if you are focused on getting better every single day, below in the show notes, we have a free course that Alan and I recorded. Our goal is to add as much value to your life as possible. Click the link. It'll take you to our website. Enter your email address. We'll send it to you, and it's yours for life. Totally free. You can take it at your own pace, and you'll have access to it forever. We have downloadable worksheets, all the happy things. What are you smirking about over there?
Nothing. You're just funny today.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
You're in a giggly mood.
I'm a zombie.
Also, before we go real quick, so we have a waiting list for Group 6. We just got off with Group 5's second session. So that means there's 4 more sessions bi-weekly. So 2 more months until Group 6 opens. Get on the waiting list as soon as possible. We will not be taking any more than 10 people. Group coaching, we've really got that dialed in. I'm really, really impressed, and I'm really proud of us. Mm-hmm. It's going to change your life. Let Kevin or myself know. Reach out. Say, hey, I want in on Group 6, and we'll make sure that your spot gets locked as soon as humanly possible.
Next Level Nation, tomorrow for episode number 860. This is a dream come true for me. We are sitting down with the one and only Kenny Florian. Kenny Florian is a mixed martial artist. He is a broadcaster. He was one of the first people in the UFC. They had the Ultimate Fighter originally. This was years and years ago. I think I was still in high school, and I always watched him fight, and I always thought, what would it be like to interview somebody like Kenny Florian? We are lucky enough to do that in that episode you'll be listening to tomorrow. As always, we appreciate you, grateful for each and every one of you, and at NLU, we do not have fans, we have family. We will talk to you tomorrow with the one and only Ken Flo.
Please reach out.
Bye.